And so, you know, again, I saw Sid when he was going through his health challenges. I don't think I ever heard Sid complain, honest to God. And I was with him, Ken was with him, Chipman's, Tucker's, you know, more people here on the island. I saw him in his humanity, where I could see that he was suffering from time to time. But then there would be times where we'd be invited to his home where he was helping us prepare for the school and guiding us on keeping it simple and pure and not a dog and pony show. Simple, pure truth as best as you can. Talk about the nature of this essence, not how to. If people find their true nature, they'll know how to. And so I saw him in his humanity and sometimes in pain. And then I saw him in that time frame come out of it, where he'd be wrapped in that essence fully again. And his face would change, his body would change. And there was an aliveness in him again from the inside out. So to witness that as he was going through, my word, beyond any health issue I can imagine. And he didn't complain. Even when he was bedridden and he had a request for some soldiers who were struggling and physically disabled and mentally struggling with PTSD, asked to visit him in bed, he agreed. He agreed. His service was such. And I know Chip and Jan were there at that point in the front room while he was speaking with these soldiers. And Sid called me later after they had left, everybody had left, and I couldn't get over his voice because his voice was like when he was back in his 40s. It was young and vibrant and alive. And he was telling me a little bit about the soldiers' visit. And I said, oh my God, Sid, that's incredible that you saw them while you were in bed. I said, that must have been really something for them. And he said, well, I don't know what it was like for them. He said, but it was something for me. Chills. I just got goosebumps. You know, for him to say that was something for me. That what he got from it was so extraordinary. This is within us. I whine and moan and groan, and then I don't. A tiny little glimmer, but I never heard Sid complain. I'm just going to say this last thing, and then I'd love to check in with you, that I see this again, this movement this weekend, as it's movement at a soul level. I said earlier, it's like spiritual evolution. It's another way of saying that. It's movement at a soul level. And I can see just with this small group in front of me that you're feeling this. And that tells me that you're getting this at a soul level. And it doesn't matter if you don't know when you're in the next week or two, and it's like, well, now what? Now what will show up? Patience, a little faith. Now what will show up for sure. Any comments, or anybody want to share anything that struck them or an example that they've experienced? Oh, good.
Elsie, I am hugely grateful that you took the time to come and to Jan and Chip. And when you said, for me, like this whole thing has been building and building to the essence being so tangible. And I don't know what you said just 10 minutes ago, but I feel like we collectively sitting here in this group, we are the flower opening. We are the collective blossoming, and it's not about us individually, but it's this movement. And for me, you've just expressed it so beautifully. This dance between you, for me, I can see it. I can see it in Jan and Chip and in so many others, but I can see it in you, that the 50 years of service and willingness to open to the divine in you is like shedding its light into us. I am so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Vera. I see that in you. I see your divinity. And what I love about what you just shared is that that's your divinity speaking. You know, when you said so profoundly about you feel the collective amongst this whole group blossoming, flowering, opening up. That's your divinity. What a wonderful friend our divinity is. Thank you. Thank you, Vera.
Oh, hi.
There you go. Hi, Anna.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you in person. I've seen your name on social media.
Oh, very nice. Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to first, Chip and Jan, thank you so much. This has been, you know, it starts 4 a.m. here, so I think that's a really good thing because my intellect is sleepy and and I have a mattress in the living room because I just thought, well, I turn it on and I just keep, you know, dozing off and listening, and it's been really nice. And the story, I don't know if you hear the story of Tori, where he shared about this woman that got impacted by the feeling. And as he was saying it, I just felt it. I just felt the shiver going in my body. And the story about the lady and the flowers, it's just brought tears to me. And, you know, we talk about gratefulness and appreciation, but this is beyond the words. There is no words to express the feeling that it's just so beautiful. And I just wanted to say thank you. And as I was looking at the screen, I see so many familiar faces. In the last year, this is my second school, so many familiar faces, and this community is such a demonstration of values, openness, friendship, tolerance, all of the beautiful things that we ever wanted to find, I found in this community, all I ever wanted. And yesterday I had a beautiful thought that says like, oh, this is what having loving parents feels like. And my parents loved me to bits. They did the best they could. but there is some, so many words of reassurance and support and appreciation that it really fits the soul. I really feel that. And what you say about sharing about the essence is yesterday I remember from the book The Little Prince, that there is essentialism visible to the eye. And that's what we're talking about, something that is invisible to the eye that we all have. When we look for it, we can see it in everyone and everything. And thank you for pointing to that.
Anna, I love what you said, and especially this last bit. Like, huge respect for the Three Principles community globally, but also globally the community, not the 3P community, just the community, the global community, humanity as a whole. They're the same. They're exactly the same essence as we are. They may not know about the principles. Some may live from the principles without knowing what they are because they're just living in love and caring and kindness. And I love when we see the world as a community, whether they know about the principles or not, because I've had amazing conversations with an Uber driver, somebody on an airplane, somebody in the grocery store who know nothing about this. And yet somehow in that moment, there's a connection. And it's soul to soul conversation. That to me is I think why the word messengers came out when I saw everybody that had signed up and all the people in this group. We're messengers to the world, not just within the 3P community. And the more we hear that, the more we help the world, whether we're actively out there marching, waving signs. God bless those who do that. But we can be sitting in our front room, lounging, and living in essence, in that invisible essence. And it's moving out, rippling out into the world, because the world is essence. Physically, spiritually, mentally, the world itself is essence. And I really encourage all of us to open up to the world. Thank you. Thank you for opening that up in me. Okay, and then there was Rebecca.
My first introduction to the principles was at the London conference in 2010. And for me, it made me fall in love again with my husband, who I was on the verge of divorce with. And the love that I have for him today, I cannot compare to how it was back then. And you were talking about with work, with opportunities. I can't call my work work, it's a blessing. It's just the hugest blessing to be able to share this with people. And the situation, the work situation that I'm in, I never thought that I would be able to have the opportunity, the go-ahead and the permission to share this with others. And it's just beautiful. It's like you said earlier, it's a gift. I'm being given that gift. And it's incredible. And I just feel that, I feel Elsie, you and Chip and Jan and Erin and Leela, who are also on here, all of you, you've given me that gift. You've helped unravel and reveal that gift. And there's something that that all of you have spoken about to me in the past about, and Elsie, you're talking about it with Sid tonight, about people being ill and not complaining and being okay with their illness. And I just kind of never really believed that because I'd never seen it before, not properly. And my father's really, really sick at the moment. He's in hospital and he can hardly move. And I remember Aaron Turner, when my father first got sick, I sort of ran to him and said, how I'm not okay with this thing, and how can I not be okay when I'm learning about the principles? I should be okay. And he was telling me, you know, of course it's okay to not be okay. You know, that's what being human is. And what I really wanted to share was, you know, I've just come back from the hospital. I was listening to part of this in the hospital today. My father is in this hospital, lying in bed, hardly able to move. We walked in with my son, and he's just, hey, how are you? It's great to see you. And we'd say, how are you today, Dad? How are you, Grandpa? And he's going, I'm wonderful. I'm great. It's fabulous to see you. Oh, this nurse, let me introduce you to this wonderful nurse. Aren't they fabulous? And, you know, if you told me that was going to happen 20 years ago with this man, you know, there's no words. There's no words. His gratitude, his grace, his having no interest in his illness and what's going on with him physically. It's just, you know, to be able to learn from him as well. I'm overflowing with gratitude and love for all of you. And thank you, really, really thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're just all amazing.
Thank you, Rebecca. Honestly, I can't help but feel that when you walked into your father's hospital room, you brought that love with you also. That would have, you know what I mean, immediately connected with him and would have helped him as well. Because love meets love, and it just, there you go. Bless your heart. That's such a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that. Well, thank you all. I just feel honored, honestly, that I could spend this time with you. And Chip and Jan, you know, I know that yesterday must have been absolutely beautiful because you two are so beautiful and live in so much love. I am going to pop back in at Chip and Jan's request later on this afternoon. So I'll see you for a little bit then.
Well, first off, that was amazing. That was so beautiful, Elsie. It was the best. Thanks for contributing that to this 2 days. It was just beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for being there all along since we first met
sure.
you many years ago. Always so supporting and loving and guiding to us. Thank you.
Yes.
It's been an amazing journey.
Oh, yeah.
Really an amazing journey. And a privilege to have shared this with you too and your family.
And your family as well. Absolutely. And Ken.
Yes.
Ken always in the background, quiet, but boy,
Oh, yeah.
always in the
Yeah.
feeling, you know.
Still waters run deep.
Exactly. So we're going to break for an hour and a half, and we'll see you at 1:30 our time. And I just encourage everybody to just relax over lunch, and we'll come back together with a few more words, and then Elsie's going to join us. We'll end with Sid, and I'm really looking forward to that talk. It's like Sid's been a bigger part of this particular school on video, and it's been wonderful, you know. So see y'all at 1:30.
Thanks again,
Thank
Elsie.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.